Add this into the bourbon?
Do you want to?
Oh, yeah.
I think we should.
This one smells really sandwichy. Tell me I'm wrong.
Holy shit. It's like a sandwich with pickles.
Yeah. We're gonna break with the norm a little bit because we have an idea that it's all right. So it's not an original idea because this is actually a trend that's been popping up in a bunch of different subreddits that we've been on in Discord.
Yeah.
And we kind of want to weigh in.
We want to weigh in, but we want to worth the dram it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dram it.
Dramify.
Dramify it. I like that.
No. I probably did something shiny here.
Oh, wow.
You're killing me.
I can't stop. So this is kind of born out of the Reddit. You only need 5 bourbons.
Yes.
But I think we're going to call it baseline bourbons.
Yeah.
And we're going to have 3 baseline bourbons, kind of a low, mid, high. And then bonus, toasting bourbon.
Toasting bourbon.
What are you going to grab on a special occasion? Which is actually what's in our glass right now.
That's true.
So stay tuned until the end of the episode. You can find out what our toasting bourbon is. It's
I'm still getting. I mean, it's
nice, isn't it?
It's definitely a bourbon
Yes.
with a hint of sub shop.
Yes. There's pickles. There's pickles.
A little
in
bit
there.
of pickles, yeah.
So baseline bourbons.
Baseline bourbons.
So, the idea is kind of our worth a dram idea. I'll say is kind of a low, mid, high.
Yeah.
So on the low end, what's an affordable bourbon that you can grab that you can mix, but you could also drink neat?
Yep. It's what I like to call my jack of all trades.
Yeah.
It's just, it's that's my go-to. It's something that I always have stocked, and it's something that I don't. It's actually, I'd say, inverse. I think a little bit. It's my perfect mixing whiskey or bourbon.
Yeah.
But I don't mind drinking it neat.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be enjoyed that way.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree. And the price range we're looking at that's like $15 to $25.
Are we waiting to
Something like
toast, or can I
Under
sip
25?
this?
Sip it. I mean, we're gonna sip it the whole time.
All right.
Why don't you? Yeah. Oh man. Whew.
That is.
I got peanuts on the nose when I
Yeah.
drink that. You got too?
Yep.
Okay. Good.
Crispity, crunchity, peanut buttery.
So,
It's not peanut butter.
it's not screwball.
No. I'm never drinking that again. Anyway, so Jack of all trades.
Jack of all trades. Spoiler alert, it's not Jack.
It's not Jack, which we still have, and that is just a ubiquitous American whiskey, and we still haven't done it.
That's true. We haven't done any.
We
version
did.
of
We
Jack
mentioned
Daniels.
mentioned Jack Daniel in our Uncle Nearest episode, but
Yeah.
We're digressing. This is a tangent.
Yeah. We tangent
Yeah.
all the time. Hopefully you're used to it by now. So low end is 25 and under.
I'd say
Roughly?
so. Prices are going to be subjective, but for us, we're setting a kind of like a gauge, a
Yeah.
range. Yeah, so about up to $25.
Yeah.
Certainly, stay away from the Four Freedoms, the $6 whiskeys.
That was a Canadian whiskey though,
Yeah, that's true.
and it tasted like alcoholic vanilla
Frosting.
frosting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so for like a rate, like $15 to $25 is your.
Yeah, around about there.
Yep. That's your all around. That's your everyday. That's your. I like it in a bourbon and Coke. I like it in a sour.
I like it in a ham. Green eggs.
Yeah, I got you. I was
Okay,
waiting for the
good.
second line there.
Sorry. Sam, I am.
Yeah, there you go. So for, so for your everyday, your jack of all trades, like I'm
Yeah.
sure you have a go-to.
Yeah, so for me, that kind of jack of all trades bourbon, Evan Williams. So bottled and bond, 100 proof. There's a couple others. Buffalo Trace comes to mind.
Mm-hmm.
There's one I think you're going to talk about that I won't steal your thunder on.
You know exactly what mine. You can just say it because you know exactly what mine's
Maker's
going to be.
Mark also
Maker's.
comes to mind. But I think the reason why I would go Buffalo Trace is while I can find it fairly regularly, I know it's one that's not very... It's tough to find across the country. So I'm going with something that is...
Readily accessible.
Yeah, readily available. Bottled and bond, 100 proof. Something you can mix, something you can infuse.
Mm-hmm.
And something that, push comes to shove, you want to drink neat. It works to drink neat as well.
Yeah. Yeah, you nailed it there.
Sweet, yes. All right, I was trying. I was a little. I got you. I saw
All
that
right.
VH1
So
special.
what's our next? What did you say our next tier was? Your everyday sipper?
Yeah, were you gonna do your entry, love?
No, it's Makers.
Oh,
Like
so,
I kind of just
sorry.
I packaged it up and I said, you
Sorry.
know what it is here.
Yeah, no, I didn't know if you wanted to explicitly talk about that or.
Well, I did already. We did a whole episode.
That's true, but I mean, this is a new one.
You know, I don't know if anybody knows this, but I really, really like Makers. Weeded
Really?
bourbons in general,
Yes,
but Maker's Mark just dots my eyes. And
makes
that's a
my
lot.
day, Mock.
Makers makes my day, Mark. For an entry level bourbon, it's top notch.
No, it's delicious.
And I mean, I agree with all your picks because we've done some really great.
I think you have frozen rock trolls.
Yeah, I must. So I don't know if all of those rumbles are picking up on the microphone, but my nieces are here, chasing my daughters around, and that puppy, obviously.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm just gonna get a hotel room for the night, so I can get some sleep for once. Anyway, I think your picks were great.
Yeah.
I would add Old Tub to mine.
Old Tub, yes, that's another good one.
But
again, that one's tough to find.
Here,
Can be tough.
Here, yeah.
Yeah.
I know there are areas in this country where it's just there are whole end caps dedicated to it.
I would like to be in those areas of the country.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, I didn't really need to go as deep into Maker's Mark as I did because we already have a whole episode for it, but that's my pick.
Yeah. Mid-tier.
Mid-tier. All right. Moving on.
So this is like 25, what did we say, 25 to 45, 25 to 50?
I'd go up to about 50.
50?
I mean, granted, all right, so picture it.
I'm picturing it.
It's a sliding scale.
Yeah.
Because, it's everybody's budget's going to be a little different. So if you want to go up to about $60, that's fine. If you want to cap it at 35 to 40,
Yeah.
that's fine. So the mid-tier is your everyday sipper. This is one that you can come home, you don't want to mix it, you want to enjoy it exactly as it is,
Right.
but something that you can share too.
Maybe
it's in the
with
right
an ice cube.
Huh?
Maybe with an ice cube.
No matter how you like your whiskey.
That's the right way.
Yeah. But it's in the right price range that if you got a couple buddies to swing by and be like, hey, here you go. Pour a
Right.
glass. It's nothing special. It's not going to knock your socks off, but
Yeah.
it's one that you appreciate on a daily basis.
Yeah. No, I think you described that really well.
Yeah?
That was good.
I thought I rambled a little bit too
We
much.
didn't rehearse this at all.
This is completely unscripted. This is killer. Man.
Yes. I really enjoy this. So for me, again, several options. Eagle Rare, for one, is one. When I find that bottle of Eagle Rare, I pick it up, even if I have a full bottle at home, because I can, when I find Eagle Rare, I am picking that bottle up. But again, Eagle Rare is tough to find.
Yep, it can be. I think we've got 2 bottles of it now, but
Something that came really close for me to dethroning my baseline mid-tier is Woodinville, actually.
I just killed that bottle.
I came really close to dethroning it. So my midline bottle is Michter's bourbon.
Mm-hmm.
So Michter's straight Kentucky bourbon. It's one that it's like a comfort bourbon for me. So it's one
I
that,
get that.
I pour and it hits all the right notes, and it's one I can just sit. I take that sip and I can just I relax, and it's like a comfort bourbon. So that's my baseline.
That's a good descriptor for the mid tier. Is a comfort bourbon.
Yeah.
One that it's
it's like a blanket. It's like
you relax
take a
into
drink
it.
and it's like
Yeah.
it's like, oh man, I'm like relaxing into bed right now.
Yeah. So I mean I agree with you. Like Woodinville almost took mine.
Yeah.
Because it's just I think it like $38 when I picked it up, $40.
Yeah.
It was a good one. Granted, I mean that took my first place for like a couple in the Drammy Awards.
It really did.
Yeah. So for me, my mid tier is something that we've never discussed on this channel before.
Really?
Yeah. And Woodinville almost took it. I mean Woodinville almost.
Yeah.
Squeaked in there. But it's a bourbon that I discovered when my wife and I went to Vegas a couple years ago.
Yeah.
There is a little shop in the Venetian called Spirits and Spice, and you can just walk, you basically pay for a testing.
Yeah.
And you can pick a few barrels.
Testing or tasting?
Yes.
Yes, we've been drinking a little bit.
I discovered this Eureka Gold bourbon. It's produced right there in Eureka, Nevada.
Nice.
From a company called Two Bitch. Man, we need to bump it up in priority because that is my go-to mid-tier sipper. I bought it for $60 in Vegas. found it here in Tucson for $45.
Oh, nice.
Yes, it was worth the $60 price. I went to Total Wine. I'm like, I'm gonna get something new, and I'm like, oh my god, they have it here, 45, and I grabbed a bottle. So
I love when that happens.
Yeah,
Like that was I think maybe it was not bourbon. Maybe it was Lafroig. It was like, it's $65 here. No, it was Oban. It was like that's $100 at the grocery store.
at Safeway.
And then you texted me at Costco and you're like, dude, it's $65.
Yep.
Like, yeah, we can pick it up.
Yep.
Yeah, I love when that happens.
Anyway, so that one is like that is my. It's just it's a good.
It's a comfort. It's a
It's a
Pull it on
security
the blanket.
blanket. Yep,
Yeah.
that's the best
Yeah.
the best way to describe it.
no, like it's good.
Yep. So like we said, you define your own mid-tier bourbon, but that is a class that you need to keep in your bar cart.
Yeah.
One that you can go back to, and it just it makes you feel good on at the end of a long day. But you can also split it up with 6 or 7 buddies, and it's
Yeah.
not going to hurt your wallet.
And a lot of times for me, that becomes like, do I have a good memory associated with that bourbon? Like,
Yep.
when I drink that bourbon, do I remember, hey, this awesome thing happened, or this thing? Or a lot of times with those baseline bourbons or baseline whiskeys is that, I remember when this thing happened. Or,
Yeah.
And that's
Yep.
where that comfort comes in.
Comfort. I think once we hit that word, like it just
Yeah.
kind of that was it.
I think on Instagram, I posted a thing of Michter's and I said, this is my comfort bourbon.
Yep. I remember that.
Good. I'm glad.
Moving on.
All right, so next we have high end.
50 to $60.
50s. I would say just over 60.
Over 60 or anything limited.
Yeah, anything that's tough to get.
Like, for example, like the Stag Junior.
Yes.
That was, it was $50, but
We had to wait in line
we had to wait in line.
multiple hours to get a bottle. At MSRP though. I think that's
Yes, at MSRP.
that's the key.
Yeah. So this tier is really about, you keep it up on a shelf or in the back, illuminated.
Yes.
Something to catch eyes because you want to impress your friends with it.
Yeah. I like that. Impress your friends.
Yeah.
I think that's the one you bring out when you're like, you want to taste some shit. Try this.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to get into it? You want to get into it tier?
Yeah. You want to party? Let's party.
I like to party. So not necessarily special occasions, but like especially if you're having like friends over tasting or
Yeah.
after you've made it through your mid tier and you're like, let's get it. Let's go grab
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Let's cap off the night.
Yeah.
I like that idea though of having a tasting with friends and then like, all right, we're gonna cap the night off with this.
Yeah. That's actually that. I like that. That's
Yeah.
probably it's probably the best descriptor. It's
So-
better than I can come up with.
We haven't really talked about this, but I think ours is the same.
Yeah.
Based off the Drammies. I think. Is it?
Just tell me and I'll tell you if you're right.
Old Elk.
Oh yeah. Okay. Sorry. As soon as you put the pressure on, I'm like, oh shit.
So specifically the wheated bourbon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so the one that we picked up.
Yeah, the wheated bourbon cask strength.
Yeah.
Old Elk.
That's one I like breaking that out because like I just mentioned, I'm a
Yeah.
big fan of wheated bourbons. This one's a little bit higher proof at 114,
Yes.
but impress your friends. We break that out. I drove up to Phoenix to grab this. We participated in the bourbon charity. We helped raise money for the Phoenix Children's Hospital. That's like you said. Or like I said, one of us said.
We both said.
Yeah. It's the let's get into it tier.
Yeah.
Impress
Let's
your
get
friends.
into it. Impress your friends. Let's cap off the night.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that one.
And we had to do that one twice.
We did do that one twice because we had technical malfunction, so we had to review that one twice.
I enjoyed every
I
second.
will say, almost dethroning it, and maybe when I drink it again, it will dethrone it. But Stag Junior at and I will specify Stag Junior at MSRP.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Might be one that will dethrone it. We'll see.
We've had a lot of people in our comments. I think they're mad at us for being able to pick up a Stag Junior from a store.
A couple of bottles of Stag Junior.
We did get 2 of them.
There was 2 of us, and it was limit 1. So.
I feel like we might have broken the rules because I think it might have been like one that Fry's broke the rules because I think it should have been 1 bottle per customer, but it was 1
Of each bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we ended up. You got a bottle of the 1792.
Foolproof store pick.
Yes, and then I got the E.H. Taylor small batch.
Man, we need to get these on the bar.
We really do. Anyway, so yeah, like we said, you define your tiers, but Old Elk just happens to be ours.
Yeah.
Old Elk, Stag Junior, like it's just that tier.
Yeah. Yeah. I think this will knock your socks off type of tier.
Yeah. So I think impress your friends, I think, is the wrong. Now that we're thinking about it, that I'm thinking about it, impress your friends might be the wrong term. Yeah. Because I don't like being that dude. I don't be like,
hey, you like this 80 proof bourbon? Why don't you try this 133 proof?
Yeah, I don't need to be that. Like, I don't need to be the guy. Like, hey, did you try the thing over at Grimm's house? Yeah. I don't need to be that. But like, I like the idea. Like, hey, let's get into it. Yeah. Let's get into it. Maybe nightcap. Yeah. I like that a little better. I mean,
let's get into it here.
Obviously, like, impressing your friends, I think, is probably the right blanket term. Yeah. But I don't want that connotation. Like that you need to be liked because of the stuff that you have in your house.
Yeah, like you need to have a YouTube channel and put your face out there. So, bonus
round. The toast. There you go. Oh man, we didn't even do that last. Oh no, yeah, we did a little bit.
We did. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, tangent.
Sorry.
Bonus round, toasting bourbon.
The toasting bourbon.
I think this one we did talk about a little bit, and I think you described it really well. So.
I think we got into it. So the toasting bourbon, like, it doesn't necessarily need to fall into a price range. I think having, like, the higher prices, obviously, you're probably going to find anyway. Yes. And that is, it adds a little bit more, in some people's minds, it adds a little bit more weight to a toast. However, I think a good toasting bourbon is anything that has a story behind it.
Yeah. Something that's I think you put it right. Something that's personal to you. Something that when you see that bottle on the shelf, you're like, man, I had that. Yeah. Whatever that memory or whatever that feeling that it evokes in you. Yeah. I think that's what the toasting bourbon really is all about.
Yeah. So I've got two examples in mind, and one of them isn't a bourbon, but just for example, so we and the other groomsmen, we ended up splitting the Odyssey for my wedding. Oh, man. Well, I mean, it's a $1,000 bottle of scotch that I probably wouldn't spend $1,000 on again. But I had a little bit left when my first daughter was born. And my dad flies into Tucson, and he's like, all right, where's my granddaughter, and where's the Odyssey? And we finished it off together. That was a good toast. Granted, it's not a bourbon. Right. But it fits that criteria. Yeah. But for a bourbon, so my second example, friend of the show, Keaton, I ended up in Phoenix. I can't remember what I was doing up there, but I popped into Lucky's Liquors, and they had a couple bottles of Granny's Batch. Yeah. Booker's. Which we are now
Granny's Batch.
Name dropping. And I put it up in one of the groups, and he said, hey, please grab me a bottle, and I brought it down. And when I handed it off to him is when he filled me in that it was just in time for his grandmother's birthday. Yeah. If I remember, 103rd would have been her 103rd birthday. I hope I'm right. Anyway.
I'm 95% sure you're right.
Too many numbers. Anyway, but so that to me, and he waited a couple days, or I've forgotten the time frame now, but he waited, and then on the day, he got off work, he cracked it open, and then he toasted his grandmother with a bottle of Granny's Batch. Yeah. Which we are now using as our toast here. Yeah. And that's the story. Like I keep the Bookers, at least for that Granny's Batch, like I've been holding on to it because this is a good.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good. It's got a story behind it. Yeah. It's something that when you break it open, you're breaking it open for something special. And yeah, I think those couple of stories really highlight what a toasting bourbon is really supposed to be all about. So for us, Granny's Batch, I think, man, and it's damn good.
Yeah, it really is.
Although I still can't get over the pickles. So when you see us wearing this outfit again, you can know that's when we filmed this.
Insider trading. No.
I've completely lost my train of thought.
Behind the scenes secrets.
So, if you liked what you saw here, give us a like, give us a subscribe, comment down below, join our Discord, hit up our Instagram,
Facebook,
Twitter, We don't have a Twitter.
We haven't tweeted once.
No. It's actually called Dramaworth, but...
Dramworth.
Dramworth.
Because I had no idea how Twitter worked when I set it up. Oh, all right. Yeah. No matter how you like your whiskey, that's the right way.